Hi, everyone. Welcome to the fourth episode of the Overdose Peak Season Power Series. Thank you so much for joining. This is a 6-part series, which is all about helping you level up your peak season strategy with practical and actionable insights. Today, we'll dive into UX and conversion best practices that you'll want to nail during peak season. I'll also be sharing a few A/B testing ideas worth exploring to maximize your conversion potential. Over the next 20 minutes, you can expect focused highlights, a short open Q&A, and a quick recap of the key action points that you can take away. All right, let's get into it. We'll start with some UX best practices. The first one seems like an obvious one, but is so important to get right during peak season. And this is to do with accessibility and color contrast. We really want to make sure, especially with our promotional assets that we're pushing out, not just on socials, but also our website, that we're using sufficient contrast between foreground and background colors. You can see in this first example here, this is one that I saw last Black Friday. This is their homepage. They've got a 20 to 30% off site-wide sale, but that white text on the cream background is not screaming attention or driving people into that funnel. So you can see on the right-hand side, what we want to be looking at is having high contrast of colors, just to increase that engagement. And the important part of this is there's so much competition out there on socials. We're all competing for the attention of our customers and our potential customers. So we really want to be making sure we're putting our best foot forward with our social assets and website assets. And this doesn't just apply to our banners, but also making sure that our call to actions, our content, maybe your product badges that you have all have sufficient contrast as well. Moving to the next one, we want to be making sure that we're optimizing our filters. This is dependent on your product data that you have available, but if you have sufficient product data that is reliable, I would highly encourage to build out as many filters as possible, especially for those brands that have category pages with hundreds of products. We want to be helping users narrow down as efficiently and as effectively as possible to what they're looking for. On the right side here is just an example of what robust filters could look like. They don't just have your standard filters such as size, price, color, brand, but they also extend that to maybe occasion, if it could be for gifting. You can toggle on sale products or new arrivals as well. Maybe even delivery filters if that's relevant for your brand. The next one we have is optimizing product discovery. So what we want to be making sure on our category pages is ensuring that we have what we call subcategory quick links. This helps users filter down to a particular product of interest. Again, if you have hundreds of products on a category page, this is just a nice streamlined way of them narrowing down if they're not using the filter. The other benefit to having these quick links is if you have traffic that is landing directly on a category page, these subcategory quick links help users understand what types of products they can expect within the range. If you already have quick links on your category page, you could maybe look at A/B testing, whether they should be text-based, or maybe you can A/B test a version that has images and see which one increases engagement there. Prioritizing in-stock products. Again, this is something that I've seen many, many times, personally shopping online, but also with a number of brands that I have worked with. I see that some brands will prioritize out-of-stock products before in-stock products. So as we're going into peak season where purchase intent is high, especially during Black Friday and leading up to Christmas as well, we want to be making sure that we're putting products in front of customers that are ready and available for them to buy. There is nothing worse than being on a category page, coming across a product that you fall in love with, only to realize that you can't buy it. So if we can deprioritize those products that are completely out of stock to the bottom of the list, it just gives us a better potential and likelihood of converting customers with something that is in stock and available. Next up, optimizing your sale pricing. It is almost a universal expectation for users when they're shopping online, where the sale price will be in a distinct color from standard pricing. And typically, you will see that in the color red. In this first example here is basically showing what not to do. So this product here is on sale. It's very subtle. We have the sale price, but we can't see the full price. So in this scenario, users don't know how much they're saving. So what we want to have a look at doing is making sure that our sale pricing is distinct. It's clearly highlighted on the page. We're showing what the original price is so users can see the value of the saving. And you may even want to A/B test whether it's best to show the percentage off that they're saving or maybe the dollar amount that they're saving. I wouldn't say one or the other is better. It really depends on your product and your price point and your customer. Free shipping progress bar. I think again, it's almost a expectation that when you're shopping online, there will be some sort of threshold in place to reach or qualify for free delivery. We want to be making sure that we're communicating that in the cart, but also globally on the website, on the PDP, those main touch points that people will see. But once they get to their cart and they're considering and deciding on whether or not they want to complete their purchase, this is an optimal time to be showing them how far away they are from reaching free delivery. And a great opportunity for your business as well to maybe upsell a few additional items to get them to that threshold. A few things that you want to be considering here is making sure that you're showing customers how far away, how much more they need to spend to reach free delivery. Also show them what that threshold amount is, whether it is $50, $100, $150. They need to know how much they're going to be spending overall. And having that progress bar is just a bit more of a visual indicator as well. Moving into some A/B testing strategies, some of these may not apply to you, but if there's maybe one or two that you can take away and test leading up to peak season, that would be amazing. So the first one that I wanted to show here is in the hamburger menu, and this would be more so on mobile. So typically, users will land, there'll be a portion of users who will land directly on the home page, but we know majority of users are going to be landing on a category page or a product page. So if you have your big, beautiful banners and promotional messages shown on the home page, we do risk that exposure. So if people aren't landing on the home page, they may not see the offers that you have. So what we could have a look at A/B testing is in the hamburger menu. You may want to just show a very slimline banner of promotions that are currently active on the website. So when users are engaging with the hamburger menu, we're driving them into that funnel. Next up, we have gifting badges. So as it does get into the gifting season, and I'm seeing this more and more that people are now doing their Christmas shopping earlier. A lot of people do their Christmas shopping during Black Friday now to take advantage of all the deals. And when we are in that gifting season, it can be overwhelming when there's so many different products and ads out there competing for attention. People get overwhelmed not knowing what gift is going to be a nice gift to give someone. So what we can do to help guide that experience on the website is you might want to highlight on some product cards a popular gift badge to help make people or help guide their decision on what actually makes a good gift. And you may want to A/B test this one just to make sure that you're not overusing the gifting badges and you're not underusing it. So you want to find a good balance of those gifting badges, just so we're not diluting their impact throughout the experience. Sale price countdown timer. I know this is a common one, and I'm sure a lot of you on the call today are going to be having a countdown timer as the sale comes to an end, which is fantastic. What you could have a look at A/B testing is the timing and the placement of the countdown timer. Typically, you will see it on a home page in the banner, which is really good. Sometimes you will see a very slimline global banner. But what we could have a look at doing is on the PDP, when users are actually deciding whether or not they want to add this product to their cart, complete their purchase, you could look at adding a countdown timer right where the price is. Again, just when they're in that decision mode, we're just creating that sense of urgency to get them to take action so that they're not sitting on the fence and deciding whether or not they should buy it. Guaranteed delivery. So what we could have a look at doing here, especially leading up to Christmas, there is that anxiety that if people are going to buy something online, it might not arrive in time, especially, with the so many deliveries being made. So what we could have a look at doing, if we can facilitate this as a business and we have a reliable delivery provider, we could show a guaranteed delivery message that if they purchase by X date, it will be guaranteed to be delivered into their hands, so that they've got that reassurance that it's going to make it before that gifting time. You might want to A/B test this as well. The placement of where we're going to put that message, whether it should be on the PDP, in the cart, in the checkout, or maybe you'll have it at multiple touch points. Okay, the next one is in the cart. So again, there's so much competition out there when it comes to gifting. When people are adding products to their cart and they're, again, maybe sitting on the fence, they're not sure if they want to complete their purchase, we want to look at adding a little bit of scarcity into the cart experience. So there's a few things that you could have a look at doing. In this example here, we've got a very simple message that is showing that 3 other people have this item in their cart. So if they're not going to purchase it, they could risk missing out. Alternatively, you might have another message that says products in your cart are not held and may sell out. Again, just to increase that urgency, get people to complete their purchase. Gift wrapping upsells. If you can facilitate this as a business, I would highly encourage it. It just takes out so much hassle from the customer having to go to the shops, buy gift wrapping, buy sticky tape, make it look all beautiful. If you can add a gift wrap upsell as an additional service add-on, it would add so much value. You're doing it all for the customer. When they receive it in their hands, or if they send it directly to the recipient, they know it's going to look presentable, personalized, and it'll just make that gifting experience a lot more special. Again, you can A/B test this one in terms of placement. You might want to explore adding the gift wrap upsell on the PDP. Alternatively, you might have it in the mini cart, which is what we're showing here. Small price point upsell adds a lot of value, adds so much convenience for the customer. Extended returns. This is probably one of my favorite ones, and I can see that a lot of, or more and more brands are now doing it, especially given that people are purchasing for Christmas earlier and earlier. So what we can have a look at doing is extending our holiday returns policy. Typically, the returns policy can be anywhere between 14 to 30 days. If people are purchasing Christmas gifts during Black Friday, just to ensure that the gift is going to get to them in time and not going to be delayed through deliveries, it gives them enough time by the time they purchase it and gift it to the recipient. If the recipient, let's say it's the wrong size, we want to allow that recipient to have enough time to go and return it if need be. So typically what we see now is brands will be extending their returns period till the 31st of January the following year. And that just offsets so much anxiety for the person who's purchasing a gift online. Next up, we have a multi-tier threshold to incentivize customers to spend more. So what we typically see is you might have a free delivery progress bar. Once they hit the threshold, let's say it's $100, you get free delivery. What we could have a look at testing is a multi-tier threshold, where the first tier you might receive free delivery, and then we're also incentivizing and encouraging users to spend a little bit more to reach the second tier. And that second tier it might be express delivery, it could be free gifts, it could be free gift wrapping. You can decide as a business what would work well for you. But the goal of this is to encourage people to incrementally spend more. Once they get the satisfaction of reaching tier 1 and they realize they only need to spend a little bit more to get to that second tier, that could be a massive benefit for your business. All right. This was definitely a speedy power series. So I will just summarize some of the key points that we spoke through today. And I hope there is maybe 2 or 3 takeaways that you can implement into your business. I highly encourage to do it as in the lead up to peak season, especially with some of these A/B tests you might want to validate before we get to that peak time. But I've categorized these into 4 key areas for you guys to focus on. The first one being product discovery. So testing those promotional banners in the hamburger menu, especially important for users who are not landing directly on your homepage to see your beautiful banners that you have. The second one is ensuring your banners and key website interactions have sufficient and high contrast between foreground and background colors. Again, there's so much competition and so much noise out there. We want to make sure that we're capturing the attention of our customers and potential non-customers as best as possible. The next one is optimizing our filters. If you have sufficient product data there, I would highly recommend you to have robust filters, as many as possible, especially if you have hundreds of products within a particular category. Prioritizing in-stock products before out-of-stock products. If there are products that are completely out of stock, I would highly recommend them to be deprioritized to the bottom of the list so we have the best chance of getting users to focus on what is ready and available to purchase now. And using product segmentation tiles on your category pages, you can A/B test between text-based ones or ones with images. And I would also make sure that you look at ensure as many product category pages have those quick links, especially your sale pages or new arrival pages as well. If you have a landing page for Black Friday, again, make sure that there are quick links there. As for gifting, if we can offer gift wrapping as a valued service, a small price point add-on takes the inconvenience of people having to buy and do it themselves, just makes that gift feel a lot more special and personalized, especially if they're sending it directly to the recipient. Highlighting products that make popular gifts takes so much decision away from customers, especially if they're unsure if the person's going to like it or not. If they get that validation that it does make a good gift, takes a lot of that decision away. Allowing users to add personalized messages with gifts. If we can have a small little text box, especially if you have the capability of sending it directly to the recipient where they can write a gift message, again, makes it feel a lot more personalized. This could be shown within the mini cart, maybe even the checkout. Offer a bundling or gift sets to increase perceived value. So if you have multiple products that you know could be put together to make a nice bundle, even if it comes with a slight discount, again, it will increase the perceived value for those who have high intent to purchase a gift. Moving to purchase motivation, so testing a multi-tier threshold to drive higher spend. You might want to start with delivery. So tier 1 could be free delivery, tier 2 could be express delivery. If as a business you have the capabilities to offer free gifts, that could also be a great option as well. Highlighting sale prices and savings clearly. So sale prices are typically shown in red or a distinct color from your standard pricing. Please make sure we can see the original pricing. And also if you want to A/B test a percentage off or a dollar amount saved. Using countdown timers to create urgency. Highly recommend, especially on the homepage or key entry points to the website, but also with the example that I showed, you might even want to have it on the PDP when people are at that point of decision and they know time is running out. Showing item popularity. This could be on the PDP or the mini cart to increase urgency. So if people know how many other people are looking at the item, or they know that the cart items are not reserved and they may sell out, again, just nudges people to that next step. Finally, delivery and returns. So we want to make sure that we're clearly communicating delivery thresholds in the cart. We want to ideally be offering people extended returns just to reduce that anxiety around, are they going to have enough time by the time they purchase it and get it delivered, to gifting it to the recipient, and the recipient may, if they may need to return it, we want to allow that space. Communicating guaranteed Christmas delivery dates. If as a business you can facilitate this, if you have a reliable delivery service, I would highly recommend to have delivery dates there, just so people, again, it offsets their anxiety that the item is going to get to them in time. And the last one is showing expected delivery times on the PDP and even in the checkout. So as simple as saying the product is going to arrive within 2 to 3 business days, or you might say the product is going to be dispatched in 1 to 2 business days, just to set that expectation. That brings us to the end of our episode 4 for UX and conversion best practices. I hope you guys learned a thing or two and can apply some of these strategies to your peak season. If there are any questions, the chat is open for you guys to ask. Otherwise, next week at the same time, we'll have episode 5, which will be winning peak season with email and AI. It will be at the same time. If you'd like to register, please check out our website. But yes, that is all from me today. Thank you so much for joining.